Oh, yeah. Freak out, freak out. Yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, And this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah. And I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar. Yeah, the cream of the crop. Dig it?
It's not just a thought process, but a way of life.
49er minded. 49er minded. Can't shake it. It's 49er mind that I got. It's 49er shine that I got. My psyche's on another Frisco Super Bowl. Don't sit slow, cause here we go with a super show. A written goal session about a ready gold obsession. With some well-controlled expressions, let's talk about that win that we got. Who should have been in the spot? That's how they spin in the spot. Let's roll that back, all that crack, all that strip, bumble sack, or just dial it on up. If you wanna talk smack, it don't matter what the storyline, as long as the story aligns with a 49er mind. 49er minded.
It's not just a thought process,
49er minded,
but a way of life. Bashar.
49er minded.
Way of life.
49er minded.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of 49er Minded. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. West Coast time, that is, we are playing the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. Can't wait. Let me say what's up to the fellow chatters who have been waiting patiently. I seriously apologize. It was a last-minute show that we threw together. What is up, Kimberly? You've been waiting. She says, hi, Niner Sickness. And we're going to bring Niner Sickness on pretty soon. We got Mariah from 49er Faithfully Podcast. Check out her show. It's a great show with her and TL. What is up, Cinnamon Kiss? How you doing? We have, who else is here? Oh, we got Joel, who goes by 49er Chanel. He's here. Somi's here. He says, who is the cute host? He must be talking about somebody else. Or I think he's talking about that girl that he likes on NBC Sports Bay Area that he always talks about. What up, Carcast? How you doing, bro? Check out his channel, 49er content creator right there. We're going to bring on Crypto Ryan. We're going to bring on Niner Sickness. What is up, fellas? Tomorrow is game day. I see you got your helmet on. You got our Niner hats on. I got my jersey on. How you guys doing?
Great. Better if it was tomorrow morning.
Is it Sunday yet?
Exactly.
I thought it was Sunday already. What the? I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Bashar. Thank you for having me on. What's up, Ryan? I'm fired up. Let's go.
I was gonna say, where's this energy, man? Usually Niner Sickness, you bring the energy and like you.
I just ate some beans, bro. I got a lot of energy to give.
Okay.
Raw energy. Sorry.
You probably do.
Brewing as we speak.
Let me say what's up to. We got Conrad. He says salute. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. I'm not sure if you're one of Beto's guys or Ryan's guys, but great to have you on. What up, 49ers Lakers for life? Says what's up, everyone. Great to have you on. Seen you before. Recognize you.
I see her all the time in Mariah's chat.
Oh, it's okay. My bad. It's a she. My bad. I didn't know.
Wasn't screw sure. Up, bro. Don't screw up.
I know. Sometimes these people are incognito, though. They have, new gender neutral type profile pics and names, so it's like
now you're starting to sound like Rams fans with those excuses, bro.
Oh boy, man. Oh man, there's so much to talk about, in this NFL. Tomorrow is a long awaited kickoff, and of course, being the 49ers, it always seems like, for whatever reason, it would be nice if we won the Lombardi every year like we used to. But, hey, it seems like we're in the spotlight all the time, no matter what. And, of course, it always goes around the court, revolves around the quarterback. Who's the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers? What's he doing? Is he going to play well? Is he going to succeed? Is he going to suck? And this time around, Trey Lance is our starting quarterback, our rookie from last season that we traded up picks for, and who many people kind of doubted because they said, hey, he's from a smaller school or whatever. But, we'll see. And, tomorrow is his first start in terms of a season where he's the official starter. And I can't wait. What do you guys think?
I'm jacked. I think we're going to see a slugfest tomorrow in the rain, and I'm excited for it. We won't play the jumbo formation out there, but I wish we would. it's a great time for it when you got a lot of, it's just nothing but the run game. Put a lot of big boys out there and let's start pushing some people around. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm same here, bro. It's going to be fun. It's going to be 90% rain. So weather is going to be a factor, but it's going to be a run game, a run fest. Both teams can run the ball very well. Both teams have offenses that have new players within the offense, but we're going to see who's the better team come tomorrow. Now, on roster, the 49ers are top to bottom, are way better than the Bears, but the saying goes, anything can go on any given Sunday. But I expect a big game from Mr. Bosa.
Well, it's ironic because they like to call him the Bear, and Bosa. Yep. I saw who was it? Dave Lombardi put it. I wish I had the tweet on the screen, but Bosa himself said he increased his strength in squats. He increased his strength in bench presses. He increased his speed in terms of running sprints. He increased his agility. Like this is like a powered up Madden version of Bosa that we're going to see tomorrow. It's going to be pretty crazy. They said he was the arguably the most dominant player in camp. So just a second, guys. Hang on, I got to fix something. Go ahead, take it over.
I agree. I agree, man. I agree. I think Bosa, and remember, guys, Bosa's coming off 2 years now from the ACL injury. This is the first offseason that he's been healthy, top to bottom. So coming off last year off that ACL, right? He goes and gets 15 sacks. Imagine what he's going to do now that he's not coming off that injury. I'm sorry, 15? What was that, Ryan?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I didn't know if it was more. I couldn't remember.
No, it's 15.
Okay.
I thought he'd get 20 last year.
I think Javon Kinlaw is going to have a big game. I think he's got something to prove. I think the Bears aren't a very good team, and I think he is going to want to show out this first game, and I think he's going to destroy some people to try and get see, this is who I am. And it might, last for a couple games, but then once he comes up against some tougher opponents, I think we'll see who he really is. But I expect Kinlaw to have a couple good tackle for losses, maybe a batted pass. Who was it? TL said he expected him to have a forced fumble. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I could see a forced fumble, a batted pass, and 2-3 tackle for losses.
Yep, exactly. I think Javon Kinlaw is he's going to have more sacks than he has in previous years, obviously, because he's going to be healthier than he's ever been. He feels like he has a new leg. He came on Brad's channel on SF49er, and he said that he feels like he has a brand new leg. So from that standpoint, he's definitely going to be more effective. But we need him to take double teams. We need him to stop the run. That is, for me, that is the key for Javon Kinlaw. Anything else is just extra. Sacks are extra. Bring the pressure, cave the inside in, make the quarterback go to the outside, because if he goes to the outside, he's going to meet Bosa or a plethora of rotational linebackers in the defensive end on the opposite of Bosa. So as long as he's a monster stopping the run, the sacks will come. I think he'll get it just because he's healthy. But I think the one that's going to have a phenomenal year this year is going to be Samson, in my opinion.
I was going to say, Kin really quick. Kinlaw dropped down to, I think they said he was 290 pounds and a 6'5" body. But when you see the guy, he still looks like he was the same listed weight. He just looks huge. He still looks huge. I thought he was going to look a little slimmer, but he just still looks huge. But he's completely chiseled. Like every pound that he has is muscle. It's just crazy, and he looks ready and determined this year. I'm really excited to see what Kinlaw can do. And let me just say what's up to some guys that just trickled in really, really quick, because they deserve a good shout out. What's up, Snapman? We got Dynamite Dave in the house. Welcome to the show. He says, it's like Christmas Eve. Can't wait, boys. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And who else is here? We got, let's see, I think I got everybody covered. But yeah, go ahead and carry on, guys. Once you're done with the passwords, I'm going to add in my little 2 cents at the very end.
I was just saying, to add to that, Javon Kinlaw needs to take on the double team thing. Also, that move the double team in front of the quarterback, take away the center of the field with your arms. You know what I mean? Because he's going to swat passes. And the moment he swats one and the quarterback sees him drifting in the center again, he's not going to want to throw down the middle with Kinlaw swatting passes. You know what I mean? So I think that's a real good weapon of his is him swatting passes. And if he can do it with the double team, man, that'll be everything we want, because he needs to. Quarterback's going to want to get rid of it quick, because if there's everybody else is one-on-one, he's going to need to get rid of the ball quick. And if Javon Kinlaw is there with the two offensive linemen and swatting down anything going down the center of the field in the pocket where the quarterback wants to throw it and has to throw it to the outsides where our meat and potatoes is, you know what I mean, our wards and our Ward and Mooney. I mean, that's where we want it. And that's money time. That's a position where if it's a bad thrown ball, either the cornerback or the safety can make a play on it. So, I mean, I expect us to have there to be at least 3 turnovers tomorrow. Like two fumbles and maybe an interception. The Chicago Bears. I think we're gonna get the ball back a couple times.
And so many in the chat says, I told you about Kinlaw before the draft. He was really trying to convince me on Kinlaw. He said this guy's got tree trunks for legs, and all damn near tree trunks for arms. And so hopefully we can finally see what this guy is made of in a full season. That'd be great, and just an improved version of him from what we've seen in years past. And the guy I'm really, really excited about, been saying it on past podcasts. Didn't really say it so much on this one just yet, but Drake Jackson, I'm really excited about him. And my bold prediction for Drake Jackson for the season is 10 sacks. And I expect him to get his first sack tomorrow.
Oh, wow. 10 sacks for...
I can see it. This would be a perfect time. You're talking about, you've got a left tackle, right? The left tackle's a rookie. They got a tackle that's a rookie, right? And take Bosa out on a play, put Drake Jackson in there. After that guy's been riddled and scared trying to go up against Bosa all day long, and then he's got to deal with the bend of Drake Jackson. Yeah, I can see that.
If he can get 10 sacks, the more the merrier. I'm not complaining one bit. I just think with Samson, Charlie Amenahue, Kenny Hyder, and the plethora of pass rushers that we have, I think he's going to come in as a third down specialist. And if he can make the best of his time when he comes in on those third downs, then I can see that happening depending on which offense we play. But I think they're really going to let this kid develop. I think they're going to let him develop at his pace. And we'll see what he does and how he does it. But I'm not complaining. This defense is just, if there's a positive thing, Bashar and Ryan, to this about him getting 10 sacks, is this. Last year we had 48 sacks total, and 40 of them came just for the front four. This is with Josh whatever his name is back there, and all those pathetic corners that came in off the couch. Now with Mooney, Emmanuel Mosley, you got Samuel Womack III that is really coming on strong. Although he's a rookie, but he's coming strong at the center. You got Jimmy Ward, that he'll be back from injury. You got Hufanga, second year, coming strong. Mooney does not get enough credit. I think he's so much underrated. He's such a man press corner. He presses. He stays with the receiver. And the Niners usually play a lot of zone. They're going to play more man-to-man than zone. What does that mean? That means the quarterback is going to hold on to the ball a bit longer than they want to. And what does that mean to a defense that already had 48 sacks last year with shitty corner play? Imagine with good corner play. Oh my God.
What are we looking at? 60 sacks? What are we doing here, man?
It's going to be pretty close, man. I'm telling you, people don't realize how much the secondary complements that front line. if you can press and if you can cover and don't let those receivers break initially off their first take. The quarterbacks once the quarterback starts crumbling, now they're looking. Now they can't throw to their first attempt. Now they got to look, and that's all it takes for Bosa to get there, and the rest of the guys. So, hey, 60 will not be far fetched.
And let me just read this comment really. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So you got 60 sacks, right? But there's going to be attempts there where you almost got the sack, right? And those moments is when the quarterback throws that I'm scared as shit ball. And that's when the secondary gets a chance to eat, like they just gave the defensive line the chance to eat. You know what I mean? So that's how it plays out. They work both back and one of them scared.
Yeah, we got Talanoa Hufanga, who's very instinctual, who loves to pick out passes. Let me just read a couple of comments really quick.
He might be big tomorrow too.
I hope so. Cinnamon Kiss says Kinlaw has stopped the run very well in the past. I'm looking for him to improve that performance. I totally agree. And there was a couple of predictions that I wanted to read in the chat. Dynamite Dave said we'll have 5 sacks tomorrow. Okay, that's a bold prediction, but you know what? Hey, it may happen. This defense is going to be so. I mean, you mentioned Mooney, who's Charvarius Ward, not to be confused with the Bears wide receiver Darnell Mooney, who was talking some smack. But I mean, just imagine though the we had like second and third string corners as starters last year, and now we have real cornerbacks on this defense, and the linebacking core is elite. It's going to be crazy, guys.
So anytime you got like a mobile quarterback or something like that, you've got chances to get more sacks in that game because there's times where they might keep the ball, and you're tackling a quarterback as he's running. He's not necessarily a runner until he hits the line of scrimmage, right?
Oh yeah, and there was a comment right here too about Charvarius Ward Mooney. It says y'all are really blowing up Ward. He better be good. Lots of hype around him. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm going off of. Shout out to my boy Rohan Chakravarti. He was at every single practice and training camp. He was really high on Ward. My boy Raj was almost at every single practice and training camp. He missed like 2 or something like that. And he's from our SF 49ers. He's really high on Ward, and just the consensus is that he just had an amazing camp. So I'm pretty stoked about it, and hopefully he does show out in the field, and it's not just practice that we were in where it was only good.
We got troops on the ground out there in practice, Brett. Don't worry.
It's going to be fun tomorrow, man. It's going to be fun to watch this game. This defensive line's going to eat, bro. It's oh man, I can't wait for this D line to eat and expose that offensive that the Bears have. Justin Fields may have a little bit more experience than Trey Lance, but if I noticed that Trey Lance had 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the 2.5 games that he played, but yet Justin Fields played more games, and he had 10 touchdowns and I think 7 interceptions. I mean, it's like, my goodness. So the little bit of the Trey Lance had, it's just amazing. So I can't wait to see these young kids play tomorrow.
It's not just Trey Lance has got a better team to work with. You know what I mean? Not to say that Trey Lance isn't better or anything like that. I don't know.
Correct.
I have a feeling that he's going to play better tomorrow because he's in a totally better situation. Second year under essentially our quote unquote offensive guru. You know what I mean? And he's got a team that is built. You know what I mean? He's like, one of them NASCAR drivers. You know what I mean? He's got a team around him that has built a car that is one of the fastest cars in the world. And all he's got to do is sit in it and drive it around the track until the checker flag hits. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say until the wheels fall off.
Well,
that will be in year 15. In year 15.
If it's that close and you ain't trying to make a pit stop.
we got Corey in the house. Says, "What's up, Bash? Let's get it tomorrow. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Has had this guy on the show before, and he's a very knowledgeable dude.
What's up, Corey?
Good guy. Corey's awesome, man. We got David McNew says we will be harassing Justin Fields all game. I think we should stack the box and let our cornerbacks eat up those wide receivers. Dynamite Dave, he's a little skeptical about Ward, or he's just curious. says, "Do you think Ward can be as good as Sherman was until 2019?" I think he can be better. I think he can be better, man. This defense to me looks stronger on paper than the 2019 defense.
Yeah.
Sherman could only play zone effectively, and he didn't have the speed. Once he got beat, he was beat. Ward can play man effectively still to this day. So I mean, there's no comparison. Yes, he'll be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sherman. I mean, I give him his flowers because everything he's done. He's going to be a Hall of Fame.
Should have been a safety.
But yeah, really. But
I totally agree.
But I agree. He only played a lot of zone. He only played on one side of the field for the most part. What you get with Mooney is a corner that can play press. He can tie up and run with the receiver. And like I said, he's very underrated. And I think under DeMeco Ryans is going to be able to utilize and bring out his best tributes from him. I don't think that Kansas City defense used him properly. They didn't use him too bad, but I think the Niners will use his skill set much better here in our defense than he did with the Chiefs.
Somebody asked a question because we really talk about this on my shows, and a lot of podcasts don't really bring it up too much. But hey, it's the third phase of the game. It's really, really important, and you know where I'm going with this one: special teams. And what's your outlook for the special teams department this upcoming season, and in general, or maybe for tomorrow's game? And do you guys have any hopes or any concerns about the special teams?
No, I think.
Go ahead.
I think we're going to see better. I think yes. We're going to be impressed. Who knows? There might be a muffed punt. You know what I mean? Like,
especially with that weather.
Yeah, like I don't really care if we get the fumble. I want the returner to be scared he's going to fumble again the next time. You know what I mean? I want to be in people's heads no matter whether we get the ball or not. You know what I mean? Like, not Josh Norman type, he gets fumbles. You know what I mean? I'm talking about that really scare people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I agree with you, Ryan. Absolutely. I think this special teams is going to be so much different from last year. I mean, when you're 31 in the pecking order, I mean, you can only go up. I don't think we're going to go down. And we added a few key players. We brought in Ray McLeod as a punt returner. We brought in Burks. And we also brought in George Odom to help out in special teams. And then we activated today onto the 53 or brought him out. I don't know how that works from practice squad, but Malik Turner. And he is, listen, to me, he is a gunner that reminds me of Spillman back in the day. Remember Spillman? As soon as the defender caught the ball, he was right there in their face. And Malik Turner does that for me. So I'm glad they brought him up. The safety, I'm okay with them bringing him up as well for veteran presence. But I liked it that brought up Malik. And I think this special teams is going to be very good. And that's what we needed to complement the offense and defense.
Yeah, on paper, we made the moves for special teams. We changed the coach. Raymond McLeod was an excellent returner. I'm not sure if he did kickoffs, but I know he was an excellent punt returner.
Yes,
with the Steelers. And so a lot of Niner fans weren't too happy with Raymond McLeod in the preseason. I didn't take it to heart, so to speak, because I know
it's preseason.
I know he's done it in the past, and I know it's definitely an upgrade from what we had. So I'm excited to see him. You mentioned Burks.
We had Richie James, Turner. Bro.
Yeah. Well, I remember Malik Turner had that amazing special teams play in the preseason, and then he went helmet to helmet, but they didn't throw the flag. But in general, his pursuit was awesome, so I'm excited. And Wisnowski had a great preseason, so hopefully he better carry that consistency on to the regular season. He's always had that strong leg, but he's been so inconsistent.
I was just thinking, I heard they just replaced the sod on the field just a couple of days ago because the coach didn't like it. So to me, that means that the center of the field is going to be just chewed up because it's not, it doesn't have enough time to really, seat roots in there and become one with the rest of the ground. So I think on these returns, if we are able to keep their team in the center where it's all mucky and it's hard to move, and we can get to the outside where there's been less running and less, torn up field, and you can get better traction, we might be able to break one.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
to see that. I don't know if Danny Gray's ever going to return kickoffs or punts for us, but he's got that crazy
And
speed, so that'd be
and
nice.
if we get, you was talking about Mitch Wisnowski having a great preseason. If we get in a bad spot on a bad 3 and out, without getting a good drive going, it might be also another one of those good games for him just to boot that thing as far as he can, and then let everybody try and get down. You know what I mean? Because it's going to take forever for them to get back. You know what I mean? So, trying to pin them in a bad game like this would be amazing, especially if we just, had a 3 and out or something in a bad spot, like with our end zone to our back.
He's Dynamite Dave's on it today. He says, "Why is our putter just now playing good? He's stuck for 3 years." That's an excellent question. I don't get it why he's such a late bloomer. I thought he was going to be good right away. They were ranting and raving about how strong his leg is. Remember, we had another guy who was another big punter, big strong punter with a strong leg, Bradley Pinion, and we had all these high hopes for him, and he sucked too. So
you know what the difference is? You know what the difference is? It's the coach. It could have been all in how he was being used. The coach might have been saying, "Hey, I want you to do this, this, and this." And Mitch is like, I'm used to doing this. And he's like, "No, I want you to do this. You're an NFL kicker now. You need to do this." And now the new coach is like, "Oh, what are you good at? Oh, well, let's just go with that." You know what I mean? Oh, can you do that? Yeah, that'll work with
coaches.
That'll
Makes
work
a
with
difference.
I'm telling you,
Ryan. I agree.
because he was great coming out of college. Everybody was raving about him, and then he got here and he was just mediocre.
But
And then
look who the special teams coach was, for the love of God. Guess where he's at, by the way?
Green Bay.
No, he's with the Bears.
Oh, he is? Oh, he's with the Bears. Who went to Green Bay?
Yeah, it is the Bears. Yeah.
Who's with the Bears?
Our last year special teams coach.
Oh, Hightower?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Somi was in the chat. He was always going off about this, how Richard Hightower and Shanahan are buddies and they're good friends, and Shanahan's so reluctant to get rid of Hightower, who was a lackluster special teams coach. So it's good that he finally made the move, and hopefully it works in our favor. So we'll
so far with number 18 is starting to show already dividends. Just the way he's kicking, based on how he's being coached, and I like the way Ryan brought that up. It's a great point. Coaching does make a difference.
The NFL is a coaches league. People totally disregard that. People think that if you draft the most talented players, most famous players in college, and just sit back and let it go, that you automatically have a playoff team. No, more so than any professional sport, NFL is a coaches league.
Yeah, it's very seldom you get a Bosa, you get a Quentin Nelson, like the highest paid guard. Congratulations to him, by the way. Conard brought it up. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, you get certain players that can just plug and play, right, and do their beat. But for the most part, a lot of these players need to be coached. Fred Warner said it himself, coming out of college. He says he goes. They asked him, would he go anywhere else, a higher draft? He's like, no, I got drafted perfectly, so I went to the Niners and I got coached. I got coached here, and I'm not the same person today that I was coming out of college, and that's all due to coaching.
I'm gonna go back to this comment really quick, but I want to mention Warner. It's great to see how much Warner, not that he was immature when we first got him or anything, but you can definitely tell that he's progressed and matured into this great leader of this team. And now you just hear during the preseason how great these linebackers are doing for the 49ers, and even these reserves that some of them are undrafted free agents. Azeez Shire was a great guy that we picked up, and he's looking pretty damn good. So I think it's just like they're all following Warner's lead. Back when we had this guy, number 52, Patrick Willis, kind of a similar effect. Shout out to Patrick Willis. So what's it called right here? Dynamite Dave again says, wait, how does coaching change a punter? He has one job, punt the ball, not a lot to coach. What do you think about that, Ryan, since you brought up the coaching aspect?
Okay. Well, so there's different types of balls that you can kick as a punter. There's also different strategies to where to kick the ball and where to place it. So, you know what I mean? There's lots to that. And our last guy was incompetent.
Yeah. And you're right. And it's positional too. It's not only what the punter can do on the field, is how you work with him off the field. getting to, encouraging him, strengthening him, and building him up. Maybe he needed to be built up mentally, and maybe Hightower. To me, Hightower does, and nothing against Hightower, but he doesn't look like a leader of men, to be honest with you. I think this guy can bring out the leadership.
If somebody's trying to tell you to kick a banana kick, and like you just started using that kick this year, and they're trying to get you to do that like 40% of the time, like how are you going to look?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not your bread and butter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why coaching can change. That's also why Mitch Wisnowski is not kicking off anymore. It's because they're trying to save his leg for his punts.
Oh, Robbie Gould's doing the kickoffs now?
Yes, Robbie Gould is doing the kickoffs.
Okay. Wonder how and now I was wondering why, because like, was it because they thought Robbie Gould had a weak leg to not a leg that wasn't strong enough for
no, I
kickoffs?
think it's more because he always misses a game a year, kind of with a hamstring or groin or something. You know what I'm saying? One of those like lower leg injuries, or not lower leg, but leg injuries. And I think that's why they were just trying to take reps off of him.
Yeah. All right. So we got the president of the Danny Gray fan club. Said he's arrived. Joey Mahoney. This guy told me he thinks Danny Gray's going to be an All-Pro, guys. So I don't know. I don't know if he's serious, but
maybe.
I hope so. That'd be cool, but we'll see.
What's up, Joseph?
Well, actually, on my last podcast, somebody said that he thinks Danny Gray will be a Jerry Rice, and I'm like, I just say pump the brakes. Let the kid develop. Let the kid develop. I love the pick. You saw how excited I was when we picked him. Most of you guys probably saw my video when I was yelling and screaming about it.
Yeah, I like it. And he showed, Danny Gray has shown a lot of great things to be excited about. I will pump the brakes on the Jerry Rice comparison, but definitely something to be excited about. This kid brings another element to this team. We have the Debo that is a bruiser. They can penetrate and run into linebackers and get extra yards. We got Brandon Ayuk. They can go behind a linebacker and catch the ball and run it, yaks after the catch. And then now you have Danny Gray that can stretch the field sideline to sideline. Now the linebackers and corners have to step back, and they can't put 8 in the box as much anymore, because if they do, now there's a threat that Lance can go deep to Danny Gray. So now defenses and coordinators have to be a little bit more honest with that defense, and that's going to open it up for our run game even more.
Yeah, I mean, with Lance, it's like, even if Lance, hasn't, this season, for example, if he's just a game manager, but a game manager with a deep ball and mobility, that to me is almost like an automatic 2 notches up from what we've had in the past. So I'm really excited to see that. And Ayuk can go deep from time to time. Debo can go deep from time to time. Kittle, if he's on the field, he can beat some linebackers and some safeties every now and then from deep. Ray McLeod, who's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's got crazy agility, and he maximizes his speed to his best ability. He knows how to separate and get open on deep routes. So I'm really excited to finally see the deep ball aspect of this game.
How does Kittle blow past people? It's because everybody's looking inside trying to figure out where the ball is, and then all of a sudden they realize, it's in the quarterback's hand, and then the tight end is blowing past the safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like when Kittle, remember that touchdown against the Raiders, when he caught that ball, it was right between the safeties. It's not like the safeties came from all the way across the field. You know what I'm saying? They were too busy looking in the backfield, wondering who's got the ball.
I love it. I love it in the chat. I love it in the chat. Who said what? Is it true? Is it a lie?
You said it.
You said it, son of a biscuit. You said it.
You can't handle the truth. Oh, it's too funny, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And I mentioned Kittle. What do you guys think about this whole Kittle situation? I've gave my 2 cents on it. You guys can go ahead and say what you feel, because it's been pretty much officially ruled that he's not going to play tomorrow. So
he shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't play into week. He shouldn't play into week 3. If it's up to me, I won't bring him back into the Denver game.
And if he's hurt at the Denver game, then don't bring him back yet.
Yeah, I like Hoyt. And then I like
Who do you
Warner.
Like?
I'm trying Kraft. Excuse me.
Kraft.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kraft. Sorry. Yeah, Kraft. I like Kraft. I like his His ability, of course, nobody's a Kittle. Okay, before I start getting yelled at the chat, I'm not saying he's a Kittle. Kittle's a Kittle, but I like Warner. I like Dwally. And against a secondary like the Bears and a no secondary from the freaking Seahawks, we can get away. I mean, remember, we have Debo and we have a Ayuk. And then now we have Brandon. We have Danny Gray, excuse me, out there as well. And so we can have the luxury to let Kittle heal up and not rush him back, because that's the problem about rushing him back. And I know a lot of it has to do with Kittle wanting to come back. They got to keep him. They have to protect him from himself, because if he comes back sooner than he needs to, he can set himself back even longer. And we need him not in the beginning of the year. We need him more towards the end of the year, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Jawan Jennings might be able to fill in too.
Forgot about him. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Ryan. I forgot about Jawan Jennings.
I've been telling people like expect to see more, possibly more so of Jennings in the passing game, because we don't have Kittle out there, and I just think it kind of sucks, because I'm really excited about this whole transition to Trey Lance, but if we're not going to have that security blanket, so to speak, early on for Lance, it might be a little troubling. But again, we do have a big red zone target guy who was successful on third downs last year. Move the chains.
Yeah.
Another thing, I know I'm, the Poe-sexual, but
here we go with Poe.
Put a number 80 on him. He can block down on a defensive end, right? Okay. Hey,
he's mobile, man. The kid is mobile.
And have one or two plays in there where he goes out for a pass, just to keep them honest. You know what I mean? And just roll with it, bro. Roll with it. If you need to have somebody run a pass from in the 3-point stand on the line, then put in Dwelly or put in Charlie Warner, or Croft, any one of those guys.
Okay, but I'll go. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
But if it's like you're pretty much going to be running maybe into passes and that to somebody the outside, have Poe in there as your tight end and move some people.
Okay, so we got something in the chat. Robert Lee, I don't know if he's General Robert E. Lee, says he's a Bears fan. Said, hey guys, I'm a Bears fan. Can't wait till game time. So I'm watching you guys and doing I can't wait to say a little recon, show. Recon, okay. Great show, guys. You guys give me your score for our game tomorrow. I think the Bears win 14-13. What do you guys think? I was saving this for the end of the show, but we can do it now. And let me just answer this other guy's Bears. He said, go Bears. San Fran sucks. James Hit, if I can't even say his name. That's just kind of funny. But hey, welcome to the channel, guys. Good to have you guys on. I was going to say this for the end of the show.
Have your moment now, gentlemen. Have your moment now.
34-14 was my prediction. I had to stick with it because I was saying this prediction before I knew Kittle was going to be out of the game. But maybe I'm thinking Shanahan finds a way to scheme things up and integrate other things. So I don't know what you guys think, man.
34-17. That's
pretty close. Where you been going, Beto? What do you got?
And I apologize a little bit. I'm having a little bit technical issues with my audio, so bear with me.
Oh, you're good. You sound good, man.
Okay. Are you guys asking for the prediction of the game?
Yeah, because this guy in the chat, Robert, is a Bears fan, asked about the scores prediction.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be as high as I thought it would be based on the weather. It's going to be more running than it is passing. I would say it's going to be 27-10 49ers.
Yeah, and Robert does bring up something very important. He says it's going to be a sloppy game in the rain. The rain could be a very big factor. It's I'm not trying to disregard that at all, but I'm just going by original score prediction that I had from a week ago, and maybe they overcome the weather factor. Conrad says 19-17 goal rush. Joey Mahoney says 34-17. What are you going to say, Ryan?
Oh, the 49ers are one nation under a groove, and they're about to get down just for the funk of it. Okay, I mean, don't worry about it. It's a sloppy game. It's going to be a little bit of sloppy, but there's going to be a lot of physicalness coming from this side, bruh. Just to let you know, people are going to be flying around trying to take heads off, and I'm pretty sure some of the Bears are going to be scared. Just to let you know.
And this looks like an all-pro type of prediction here. Danny Gray will have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns tomorrow. Well, I hope so. Sure hope so.
Mahoney, you gotta give me some of that stuff you're smoking, bro.
I'm not betting that line.
I'm not putting money on, but I'd
2
love to see it.
touchdowns,
Without a
man.
doubt. Okay, 49ers Lakers for life. Tia says 27-14. Robert Lee says it's made the best team win. And yes, he's right. There is going to be new grass. Supposedly I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but supposedly there was some concert that the Bears had recently on that field, and now they're changing the grass, and now it's going to rain. It's all kinds of craziness. This almost reminds me of the 49ers when they were going to play the Dallas Cowboys in the freaking NFC Championship game, and it was all this BS with the sod and the grass, and it was raining and all this crap, man. I just want to see some good football, guys.
I just want to make a real quick note to Somi. Don't pump up Ryan. Ryan don't need to be pumped. Don't be saying 100% right. We don't need that from Ryan. Ryan's already
100% right. Well,
I don't know what I was totally right about, but I believe him.
Okay, here we go.
I love that about Ryan. I don't know, but I'll take it.
He says if we run the ball, I'm going to be pissed. But you got to remember, Kyle Shanahan's offense is predicated on run first, and that's how we set the play action passes. And he says we might as well just play Jimmy. You're going to turn the game off. Whoa. What is up, Danny G? Says, what's up? Let's fucking go, LFG. How you doing, man? Good to have you on here with Danny Golding, a good buddy of mine. And if there's anything we haven't covered yet, feel free to cover it. And if you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to drop your questions as well. Go ahead, Ryan or Beto, if you have any other points to make. But
I think the win is depicted on the run, whether it's raining or not. So, sorry, Joey. That's just how it goes. I just think it's going to be more of an Elijah Mitchell day because he hasn't fumbled before, and or he hasn't fumbled
yet as a 49er.
But not lately, but he has. Yeah.
He didn't fumble in college, I believe, right? All throughout college.
And
yeah,
Louisiana?
I remember hearing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I see him getting the ball a lot tomorrow because it's a slippery day. I see them using other backs too. But I see them using those choice periods in time to pull back. So like a 2nd and 3 or a 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 1, that if the wind conditions are somewhat tamed, they might take a deep shot. And that's why I think it might be up to 34 to nothing, because I think we're going to 34-17 because we're going to get behind some people, and that's going to pick up the game. Yeah, I have a feeling that you got too many people with legs that know how to move and someone to scheme them to get them into space. Okay. So you're going to have short passes and screens. We know that somebody like Debo is great with that. You know what I mean? He burned them last year. You know what I mean? We might not score as much, but we're definitely going to beat them.
And with Kittle out of the lineup, I was just thinking it would be nice to see Kyle Juszczyk more in that pseudo tight end type role as well. I like him in that role. I don't like Kyle Juszczyk in the roles where they set him up for like run after the catch type plays, because certain times in space he does not look fast at all, and I've seen it blunder.
I don't think Kyle can really play on the line that well as a tight end.
Inline blocking, that's the only thing I don't. That's the one thing I'm.
He can take on defensive ends if he gets a couple steps on him. You know what I mean? Because he's really good. He can get low.
Great blocker for a fullback.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying. I want him to get a couple steps on somebody first, because he'll perform better, I feel.
Okay, so I guess this guy has changed his opinion on you. First you were 100% right. Now he says Ryan jinxed Eli Mitchell. So he said you were 100% right a few minutes ago. Within 2 minutes he changed his mind. So.
Already? My goodness.
So now maybe he's 100% right. So I'm no longer, you see what happened here? I was 100% right about that one thing. Now I was wrong about, so he's the 100% right.
You know, earlier we talked about our pass rush. I'm obviously really excited about Bosa. I'm super excited to see Drake Jackson with Kinlaw and Armstead in the middle, and then just all the other guys we can throw in the mix. So Hugh, Ebukam, all those guys, and obviously blitzing from our linebackers and Hofanga blitzing. But the Bears have a really solid, a great pass rusher in Robert Quinn, a guy who I thought fell off years ago and who I didn't really follow so much once he left the Rams, but he had a great season last year. Robert Quinn. So 18 sacks last year We do got Trent Williams, though, the equalizer on the left tackle. So, and McGlinchey, from what I hear, is starting. The offensive line coach is pumping him up to the media, saying that he looks the best I've ever seen him look. I don't know. I mean, this guy's like coming off some nagging injuries, so I don't know if he really means that or not. I hope he means that. It'd be terrible if you lie to the fans like that. But what do you guys think about the Bears on pass rush this upcoming game and how we can stop it, perhaps?
Wait, the offensive line coach said he was the best he's ever seen him?
Yeah, he just said the other day in the media, he said McGlinchey looks the best I've ever seen. If I could pull it up on Twitter and read it word for word, I can, but I gotta look for it.
I've also seen that guy on video snorting cocaine.
Forrester. I think it was Forrester that said, don't we see two offensive line coaches? I've never seen the video.
I have. Oh, I've seen the rock fall out of his nose and then him scrape it back up and let me get that part.
It's not as bad as working for somebody who was snorting cocaine all the time on the job, and I was in that position. That was a terrible environment.
As long as he can coach, but let him snore everything he wants.
We got Submit in the house. How you doing, Submit? He says, as long as our run blocking is good, Mitchell will destroy the Bears. Welcome to the family. Good to see you on here. Good to see you on here, bro.
Hey, I used to work I want to make a bold statement on your show.
Go ahead.
And I know it'll be recorded. Listen to everyone. This is me, but I believe 95% that by the end of the year, our boy Spencer Burford, right guard, is going to be a top 10 guard. Mark
Spencer Burford.
I've been watching film on him from college, and I've been watching film on him the little bit that we had, and that game against and I'm sorry to get out of hand here, but that game that we played against the Texans in the preseason, I know all the offensive line looked bad, but when you break down that film, oh my goodness, the things that he did and the things that he can do, this kid is special. They hit the gold mine with this kid, in my opinion.
Dude, when I saw his college highlights when we drafted him, of course, it's just, highlights like 5 or 6 plays. It's always his best plays. They're not going to show the misses or the whiffs. But what I saw was I was like, whoa, this kid's got some Trent Williams in him. Okay. Maybe we drafted a little baby Trent Williams. Now, I didn't want to jump the gun. Obviously, we got him playing at guard, but lo and behold, he steps in freaking training camp, and right off the bat, they gave him the snaps at right guard with the first team, and he hasn't looked back. So I'm really happy that he's doing well so far, and hopefully he progresses and does even better once the season starts. Somi says the Mexican dude is smart. Who do you think is the Mexican dude here, huh? Ryan? I'm just kidding. And Joey says, Niner sickness. I need to know what you're smoking. Do I have some? Or can I have some?
Maybe the guy named Beto.
No
hablo inglés. Anybody want tamales?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a burrito. I'm not a tamales guy.
Actually, can I get some street corn?
What do you want?
Elote. Whenever I'm on with Niner sickness, I don't do it all the time, but every once in a while, I feel like I have to break down in my broken Spanish. I'm not going to do it today, though, unless I'm really, really inspired towards the end.
And just to address Joseph Mahoney, he's saying that I'm smoking. Listen, Danny Gray is going to be a great player for us, and if we're both right, that's even more better. But let me tell you, I want to get everybody involved in the chat. Let's get the chat involved. Who thinks is smoking more weed, me or Mahoney? I say that Spencer Burford's going to be a top 10, and Mahoney says that Danny Gray is going to be the next Jerry Rice. Who's smoking more
Mahoney
weed?
didn't say Jerry Rice. He just said he could be an all-pro.
Why don't we say which one is more believable? Burford top 10 or Danny Gray, all-pro?
All-pro. There you go.
Yep.
Fair enough.
In the comments, please.
Well,
which one is more believable?
The obvious choice for me is Burford, because Burford's a starter right now. Danny Gray, who I like, who could possibly be our third receiver in rotation. I don't think it's too far-fetched for him to be there. And obviously we have Jennings and we have Raymond McLeod, who look good in camp. But, if Danny Gray really steps up his game and really, really proves that he could be consistent. I just saw something funny in the chat. It made me laugh. Danny Gray can definitely be a viable threat to be the number 3 wide receiver on our team this season, and Ayuk and Debo are ahead of him. But they're good. They're great players. I mean, Somebody says I'm smoking the most weed. No, not today. Not today.
So
Definitely not me.
can I say something about the Danny Gray situation real quick that might kind of so with Kyle Shanahan and how he does things, unless we get a lot of people injured in the wide receiver core, Danny Gray isn't going to have enough balls and see enough plays essentially to be able to get there until maybe about halfway. Look what happened with Debo first year. About halfway through the season, he came on and he got more and more looks because he did stuff when he got the looks. So Danny Gray is going to get thrown in here and there to see what he does. Like he might get thrown on his first 5 or 6 plays and not even get the ball thrown in his area because he's just, he's a gimmick guy at that point. But what Kyle's going to do is sit there and watch what he did on tape. Is this guy going to be open? Can I move him into the slot? Does he got enough wiggle to get away from somebody? You know what I mean? Like this is what he's going to do. So he's going to be on a, like he's going to get the gimme plays. He's going to be thrown in the end of a game when, we're up or, you know what I mean? Certain plays, I don't know. He might be on the field when they're running out the clock. You know what I mean? Like
real quick, I need to take a snapshot at Joey Mahoney's comment. I think
I'll put it on the screen.
I think somebody's feelings got hurt. Can somebody just lie and pick Danny Gray for the sake of Joseph Mahoney's feelings?
Which comment are you speaking of?
The one that says, "Get Ev out of here, Danny Gray haters." He's calling us haters because.
Oh, okay. I see that.
That
I see
one.
That. I love Danny Gray.
How are we hating on Danny Gray?
I'm personally just saying, like Kyle and the way he does things, I don't see Danny Gray getting enough time on the field yet when, Kyle's all about his favoritism stuff. You know what I mean? He's got 3 guys in that wide receiver room that he loves and trusts in Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, and Juwan Jennings. It's going to be hard to get him. He's going to be moving in and out on some of those other plays. Like he'll be swapped out for Juwan Jennings in certain times. There's going to be packages where it's going to be better for him to be on the field than other wide receivers. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get his looks. I just don't think he's going to be used as much as you think the whole amount of the season that would elevate him into that stature. You know what I mean? Everybody he's going up against will be getting starting reps from day 1 until the end of the season. And he won't be getting starting reps. And that's why he won't be a starter. It won't be seeing those mass amount of reps. So therefore, unless he is going 100 yards every time he sees the ball, you know what I mean? He won't have those stats.
So let me read them because I know you asked for that poll in the chat. We have some responses. And before I go through that, Mariah says she wants tamales and she makes hella good street corn, elote, as they say. And Mariah says, go ahead.
Oh, Mariah, I was watching something. Was there an airplane that touched down with no front landing gear today? I watched this on YouTube.
It looked like the most
it looked like the most comfortable no front gear landing I've ever seen in my life. You could barely tell when it actually touched the ground. He like throttled down so slowly that it just it was perfect, bro.
Let me see you touch the ground.
Danny Gray being the pilot of that plane then.
All right, so this is the poll that Beto Niner Sickness asked for. Mariah says Burford top 10 guard that's what her vote is.
Most believable.
For life, Lakers for life says Burford. T Breezy, what's up, dude? What's up, Trez from ATL? Great dude, famous caller on the Rombo show from TNT. Trez, awesome guy. He says all pro for Danny Gray. You got to vote for Danny Gray. Obviously, we got Joey voted for Danny Gray. And this is funny, man. I love the dialogue here. What up, Snapman? Snapman says Joe out here going in, huh? Oh, Joe doesn't hold back, man. Joe does not hold back. And let's see what Mariah says. Mariah says, I think Gray will be used. We have seen that Trey can utilize him. And Burford just has a clearer path on top. Well, Burford's the starter, right? So by default, let's just say it's easier, But, I like Burford. Not just saying that just because he's a starter, he's going to be top 10. I'm really with you on that bet. I think we really lucked out on that pick so far.
I think we got a lot of great picks in the draft this year as far as the offensive line's concerned.
Yes, sir.
I think I think Poe is definitely a guy who's going to be playing in the next couple years, and we might have one, maybe two more, like swing guards in our stable right now. I really think we need to go double tackle next year.
Womack for rookie of the year, baby. He can do it.
Oh, bro,
We
I
got
think
special guests in the chat.
Silverado
Kev from Real Talk, Niner Talk, and he's a writer for the 49ers as well. Great dude, awesome guy. Love to have him back on the show. Maybe I might run into him at a game this year. I ran into him once last year. Awesome dude. He's funny. He's informative. My famous line that he'd always say, or his famous line, my favorite line of his that he would always repeat was he'd talk about Jimmy G, and he'd be like, he's not a cerebral quarterback. And it's so funny because others say that in general, that Jimmy G isn't really that, of a brain strong quarterback in terms of mastering the offense and with the mental aspect of the game. What is Aaron? What's up? 49ers First Takes.
What up,
Aaron? Hey, my dudes. Our partner in crime with our NWO podcast. Good to have you on. You mentioned Womack. David McNews here. Womack Attack. I like to call Samuel Womack my little nickname, as cheesy as you may find it. I don't know. Samuel, who's the Mac? It's a reference to an old Ice Cube song. If you guys go way back with me to my to the 90s, you'd remember that song. And I love what I see in Womack so far.
I hear you.
I love what I see in Womack so far.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun to see that kid back there. Man, him, but like what you guys have been saying, Ryan said too, the fact that we got all these draft picks that are starting to hit. I mean, my goodness, top to bottom, the Niners have been drafting very, very well, and Drake Jackson in the second round to be taken where he was taken at. I'm surprised he didn't go anywhere else. I know a lot of it's because for one, USC is trash. Secondly, they misused him in that defense. They put him standing up too much. They couldn't put him to his hand on the ground. So I think with the Niners, I love Drake Jackson, what he's going to do. So, and all these rookies from Burford to Danny Gray to Womack, man, these guys are really, really going to hit for us. And that's how you establish yourself for years to come, is hitting on draft picks and developing players, not like the Rams where they buy their players and they can't beat the Buffalo Bills if their lives depended on it. The Buffalo give it away. We're like, here's 4 balls. We turned it over 4 times. We're trying to give it to you in the Bill, and the Rams like, nah. Whose house? The Bills' house.
How about that play where Josh Allen rolled to the right and jumped it through that crazy pass? When I saw that in the back of my head, I was saying, what's this guy doing? This looks like something out of Madden or something. Is he serious? Like jumping up and throwing that wild pass? Next thing you know, you look to the end zone, freaking touchdown. That guy, he's just amazing. I think
it's fun to watch,
huh? Trey Lance could be like 70% or 80% of him throughout his career. I'd be happy.
I'll take it, baby. I'll take it.
There were some interesting things I saw in the chat. If I can go back and see it. Well, Joey, come on. He says Jimmy should just play tomorrow if all we're going to do is run. Because if we run, we're going to run the. Ryan's been talking about this for quite some time. The whole triple option aspect. I'm going to let you get into it in just a second. Submit says Jimmy will save the day when shit hits the fan. Well, for me, shit hits the fan means Trey's getting injured. If Trey got injured, that is.
Shit's going to hit Jimmy's face first before he hits the fan.
Whoa, that is you caught me off guard with that one. What's up, Rick Diaz? Rick Diaz says, how you doing, man? He's talking about Alfredo Gutierrez. Hey, good for Alfredo Gutierrez. He made the practice squad. I thought he wouldn't make it on there this year, but he definitely made it. They're still keeping him. They want to develop him. He has crazy size. Where they can put it all together, we'll see. So Submit is a Jimmy G supporter. I see that. For me, I'm all about Trey Lance, and I want to see Trey Lance get all the reps he can get. But feel free to talk about that triple option in terms of Trey Lance. He said it's a package that we're going to be running this year, and you're very knowledgeable about it. So go ahead, Ryan, and let them know.
Well, I just know how it goes. So like you're going to have like Elijah Mitchell you're going to see this in the left. Elijah Mitchell to the left. Debo's going to be behind. And they're going to immediately run a read option to the right. So they'll look this way, whether the end is there sucking up on the running back or not. If he goes towards the running back, then you pull the ball, and now Debo and Debo and Trey are now in an option. Okay. And Trey can keep it or he can pitch it. Now that's the triple option. But it can't be that simple in a Kyle Shanahan offense. You're going to have somebody sneaking around on the backside, getting behind the linebackers. So if Kyle wants to, or if Trey wants to and it's open, he could throw. And that's the fourth option. So it's going to be nasty. Everybody's going to be crashing towards Debo and Trey. And before they can get there, they're going to sell out on it. And they're just going to open up a passing lane right behind themselves.
It's funny you mentioned Jason Poe earlier. Imagine they throw in Jason Poe as a fullback on those triple option type plays, or just do some fun stuff with him because he's pretty mobile for a big dude.
No, hey, imagine this. Have him line up as a tight end, right? Have him block down on the defensive end. Have Trent Williams kick out on the anybody past the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Whoever comes up first, just have him annihilate him, and then you could have anybody else coming up through the rest of that hole to clear out the cornerback and, or help the wide receiver clean up the cornerback. And then you got a safety and you're on the way to a touchdown.
Yes, sir. So, I just want to say something really, really quick. This is the last minute show, but we got a lot of excellent support from our viewers in the chat. So appreciate you guys. A lot of familiar faces, some new faces too sprinkled in. We even had some Bears fans hop in. So hey, shout out to you guys. You guys make the show what it is. You guys make the show happen. We're just the on-air talent. We're just talking. That's all we're doing, But you guys make it happen by watching us and give it. You guys give us more things to talk about with all your little comments. So we appreciate you guys.
Welcome everyone, even the Chiones. I mean,
you got to translate that. I don't have my Google Translate tab open.
Translation of Chiones means Joseph Mahoney. Cubo! Oh
my God. You guys are cracking
me up. It means crybaby in English. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm messing with Joe.
Okay, so Submit says we hope to see them bombs from Trey to Ayuk, Debo, Gray, and McLeod. That'll be a thing of beauty. It would have been nice to hear that Kittle was going to be playing this game. But Dwelly is actually a pretty accomplished, or at least potentially accomplished receiver. That's his strong point. He's got pretty good hands, and maybe we finally see Dwelly step up and make some plays. What do you guys think about that?
That could be a thing. It seems like Trey might need a safety blanket, and the time he's spent with Dwelly might help him because he's going to have Brandon Ayuk, who he's had a big, huge, he's had time with to create a rapport with, which I think Brandon Ayuk will have at least one long pass tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it'll be, one of them all the way down the field type. Debo might have a long run, but a pass with a long run. But yeah, I think Dwelly is one of those people to have out there right now, especially if Kittle's hurt, is because there's so much rapport. It'll give him like a safety blanket, some continuity, some muscle memory essentially, because he knows how Dwelly works. You know what I mean? So him and Brandon Ayuk, I think, are gonna be key in the pass game tomorrow.
Yeah, but we've been hearing so much about how Ayuk. I mean, we're a team. I said this on another podcast, but I'm going to say it again. We're a team with Nick Bosa, who's said he's bigger, stronger, faster, and quicker than he's ever been. And then we have Trent Williams, who's just arguably the one. He had a 99 rating in Madden, but yet they said the most dominant player in training camp was freaking Brandon Ayuk. So just imagine what kind of production we're going to get out of him this season. I'm excited.
I think Trey probably looks at Danny Gray as like a toy. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that he's, an inanimate object, but something he needs to figure out how to utilize. You know what I mean? Well, maybe a tool. You know what I mean? He thinks I got to figure out how to utilize this guy because he can help me so much. And once I figure out how to use it, I can put it in my belt. And once I got it in my belt, then I can whip it out and use it whenever I need. And that's what this offense really needs.
I'll say this because
whip it
Beto
out.
said, how's everything doing in the chat? You guys were awesome. I'm going to say this. I wish Dion was watching because Dion always says this. Not always, but, a lot of times Dion brings this up. he thinks that like my chat is the best chat out of all the 49er streams out there, which I think is pretty humbling because there's so many 49er streams out there that have way more subscribers, way more views than I ever get. But Dion just thinks my chat is really entertaining. So shout out to Dion from Niner Gang Podcast. Great dude. I got to meet him one time and like to have him back on the show definitely in the future. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon, guys. I just want to read a couple of comments before we do that, though. We got Silverado Kev. What's Silverado Kev saying? He's always got some insightful things to say. Says, well, the good thing is for a quarterback like Trey, who doesn't live in the middle of the field, that is totally correct. Missing Kittle won't hurt too bad in the passing game. Okay. I think he'll be missed more in the run game. Yeah. Kittle's an amazing blocker. If Kittle put on like 50 pounds, easily could be a left tackle or right tackle.
So I don't know if you saw Real Talk Niner Talk today, but we were all assigned homework. And
okay. I missed it. Let's saw the previous one.
OOP and something the ground.
What are you talking about, man?
What is it?
Can you help him out here? I don't get what he's talking about.
You got to be out. You can't be out of position, and you can't be caught on the ground. Is that on the ground?
That sounds like a title for a rap song or something.
Yeah.
No, it was great because he was showing
OTG, and you can't be on the ground. You can't be out of position. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I?
No, because he's the defensive coordinator. You guys need to watch
Kevin
Real
is
Talk Niner Talk.
Oh yeah,
because he's got his D coordinators. OTG, that's right. Yes,
OTG.
He's got a D coordinators. His D coordinator corner, and they were breaking down game film. And he was showing how everybody got out of position because they were just overzealous trying to get the cheese, and the mouse just skirted him.
T Breezy says something. He's I'm in a Facebook chat with T Breezy Trez from TNT. I was telling Bashar earlier, I don't think the Niners shouldn't show an option read pass right now. Too early to be putting that stuff on tape to have teams already scheming for it and save it for the important games. Yeah, that's probably what Shanahan may have in mind. Maybe he probably won't show that wrinkle in the offense just yet. What up? Appreciate it. Submit. Says slap that like button like your mama taught you, right? Or Debo that like button. Bosa that like button. Trent Williams that like button. Spencer Burford that like button. And also, 50% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So if you have not hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, hit the like button. Hey, if you have any feedback, positive or negative, drop a freaking comment and hey, let us know what we're doing. I always bring on repetitive guests here from time to time, returning guests and Niner Sickness and Crypto Ryan. I've collabed with a lot, and it's a lot of fun on this channel, man. Before we wrap it up, you guys have any things you guys got to say? We can repeat our score predictions for those in a minute if you have any final words, and if you want to pump up your channels and tell us where we can find you. I have all their links to the YouTube channels in the description box, by the way.
You can find me in the corner selling tamales on Fridays, and then hey guys, you can find me. You guys already know who I am. If not, what the heck? I'm your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast. Come and check me out. If you're tired and you can't fall asleep at night, watch one of my videos. Guarantee I'll put your ass to sleep in the next 5 minutes. Come and check me out. And follow me on Twitter at Niner Sickness 49, IG Niner Sickness, Facebook page and group Niner Sickness, and your boy just started a TikTok. So follow me
TikTok,
at Niner
you don't stop
on TikTok and watch me rant during the games and make a fool out of myself. So check me out there, guys. And I just appreciate being on here on the most famous content creator here on YouTube, Mr. 49er Minded Bashar, man. Much love and respect you for inviting me on.
Am I asleep right now in a dream or something? Before we go to you, Ryan, here we go. We got a little comment for you. He says, my comment is Danny Gray will have 2 touchdowns. And Ryan could cry about it tomorrow.
I won't cry about that. I'm just saying that I don't think it'll happen because of how the time usage will be. And with that, I want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in. This show isn't a show without you. Appreciate y'all. Bashar, thanks for having me on. Hit me up in the chat. Me and my partner Waruna. We should have some shows coming up this week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell.
Waruna Pereira. I love saying that name.
Yeah. Yep.
Great guy, by the way. Very knowledgeable. He taught himself how to watch football 5 years ago, and now he freaking writes for all 49ers Sports Illustrated and does the
his new
podcast
article
with you.
came out today. If you find, look up he just wrote a new article today. I retweeted it. So go follow us on No Border Sports, and you'll be able to find Waruna's new article about the 5 most important games this season, or the most intriguing games this season. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Great show. Thank you, Beto, Niners Sickness Podcast. Check out his channel. The info's in the description box. Check out No Crypto Ryan at No Border Sports, No BS. Check out his channel in the description box if you're not subscribed to it. With that said, it's been great here on 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. Keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace.
49er minded.
It's not just a thought process, but a way of life.
49er minded. 49er minded. I can't shake it. It's 49er mind that I got. It's 49er shine that I got. My psyche's on another Frisco Super Bowl. Don't sit slow, cause here we go with a super show. A red and gold session. About a red and gold obsession. With some well-controlled expressions. Let's talk about that win that we got. Who should have been in the spot? That's how it's been in the spot. Call that back, call that crack, call that strip, bumble sack. Or just dial it on up if you wanna talk smack. It don't matter what the storyline, as long as the story aligns with a 49er mind. 49er minded.
It's not just a thought process,
49er minded.
but a way of life. For sure.
49er minded.
Way of life.